Batgirl number 19, written by Gail Simone, art by Daniel Sempier. So, Gail Simone was off for 2 issues because DC is stupid, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But last issue, we had James Gordon Jr. Calling up Barbara's mom, saying, "Hey, I've got Barbara here, and I'm going to kill her if you don't meet me at the old aquarium at 5 o'clock." So this issue picks up with a flashback of Junior and Barbara watching some old horror movies that her dad let them watch. And at one point, Junior looks away from the screen, and Barbara's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's just a movie." And Junior's like, "I'm not looking away because it's too scary. I'm looking away because of how sloppy the killer is." And we see the same movie is on TV in Alicia, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, in her apartment. And there's a knock at the door. She gets a baseball bat, but it's Barbara there. And she's like, "Hey, I think we need to mend this fence. I think there's a lot going on." And Alicia starts chewing her out, saying, "Oh, you left me tied up with 3 criminals handcuffed in our living room. What's going on?" And then she just drops a baseball bat and says, "Oh, I thought something horrible happened to you." And they hug each other. And then Barbara just starts telling her everything. She says, "Yes, the Joker shot me. I was paralyzed for a while. That's why there's a wheelchair ramp in my van. Also, my brother was the one who was trying to court you, and the cat was a thing from our past, and he's a psychopath." So she just lays it all out. And Alicia, she's like, I'm trying to subconsciously scare her away so she's not putting more harm, but she takes it all in stride. And then Alicia drops the bomb. She's like, "I also have something to tell you. I'm trans." And Barbara's like, "Okay, cool." She doesn't make a big deal out of it. It's just whatever. But they hug each other, and Barbara gets a phone call saying, "Okay, got it. I understand. I'll be there." It's not clear who's on the other end of the phone. But either way, Barbara hops on her bat cycle, gets in her costume. She's like, "Yeah, I told Alicia everything except for being Batgirl, because I don't think I should really do that part." But regardless, she knows that I got some things going on in my life. So then we cut to the GCPD, and Gordon gets a call from Junior saying, "Hey, Dad, kind of reaching the end game here. Gonna be doing some crazy stuff. Meet us at the aquarium as soon as you can. Oh, and by the way, 2 cops were asking me questions about what I'm doing, so they're dead now. Bye." So then we cut to the old aquarium, and Barbara is, and when I say Barbara, I mean old Barbara, the mom, is on the carousel, and she's having a flashback to Junior riding one of the horses and having a great time. And then Junior stands up and he's like, "Hey, Mom, glad you can make it. How's the finger? I thought about getting it to you so it could be reattached, but then I just threw it away. Isn't that funny?" So at that point, Batgirl has already arrived. She jumps in the middle so that Junior can't shoot their mom. And Junior's like, "Okay, Batgirl, I get it, but I'm still going to fire this shot." And Batgirl's like, "That seems pretty sloppy for you, using a gun." And just like, "I'm pretty sure I could, mess up your body even afterwards to make it look neat anyway." And he starts shouting at them saying, "Oh, do you think I would ever forgive you, blah, blah, blah." And then he turns to Mom and just be like, "Hey, Mom, did you know that Barbara is Batgirl?" "Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going there." And the mom's just like, "Yeah, nah, she told me. And also this." And she pulls out a gun and seemingly shoots Junior. It seems like in the face, but obviously it's just like a shoulder shot or something like that. And Batgirl takes the gun, just being like, "Don't shoot him. What's the matter with you?" And as she looks back, Junior's already gone. He manages to sneak up behind Batgirl with a mallet and cracks her head. And she's like, "Okay, I'm kind of blacking out now, so Mom, you need to get away." And as Junior's standing over top of her, just being like, "I think I'm going to put you back in a wheelchair because you were a lot more manageable when you were like that. Now that you're running around again, you're too much trouble for me." So he's about to paralyze her, I guess. And she's like, "Nope, not doing that." And just starts beating the ever-loving crap out of Junior. And she's like, "You know what? You took everything from our family. You are the worst. From now on, I'm an only child." And as she's laying into him, he's just like, "No, you'll never be free from me. I'm always going to be there, and I'm always going to ruin your lives." And the mom's like, why do you hate us so? Like, what is going on? And Junior basically lays out he was jealous of Barbara because Barbara was such like a high scoring academic and she did like ballet and stuff like that. He always felt that she was getting more attention, more love, and he's not a fan of that. So at that point he takes the mom hostage with a box cutter. And he's just like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm ending this now. I'm killing her. Say bye, Barbara. And Barbara had two batarangs she mentioned earlier, a razor one and a concussive one. And she's like, I gotta take him out. I gotta do what I can. And so she reaches in, pulls out the razor batarang, and it lands directly in Junior's eye. And as he's falling, they're on a pier, mind you. As he's falling over the pier, they specifically point out that there is an injury to his spine as he falls into the sea down below. And yeah, doesn't look like he survives. And the mom starts crying out, and Batgirl holds her back, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry." But then Gordon shows up, and he has his gun drawn on Batgirl, saying, "You're under arrest for the murder of my son. I just watched you do it. Like, get off of my ex-wife and get over here." And she's like, "I can't believe that it has all come to this. I feel like I might have to use my concussive batarang on my own father. I'm out of here." And so she jumps off the pier down into the water below, and she's like, "Oh, tonight I became an only child, and I might as well have become an orphan as well." So, a lot of big plays. Here's the thing. I think last issue I was saying how much I wanted this to get to a head, get to the point of like, okay, he's making big moves, he's doing big things. And like, we're there, we did it, he made his big play, but in the end, what even was the play? Like, I never understood during any of this what Junior's goal was. What did he want to happen? I understand that he wanted his family to suffer, he wanted to cause suffering in like a general sense, but I don't know, it just seemed like there was never an end game here. I guess the end game was he eventually kills them, but even when they met up, oh, and that's the other thing. Very clearly last issue, Junior is the one who said, meet at the aquarium, and yet this issue, it flips it around and says the mom actually suggested that because it reminded her of when Junior was actually a happy, well-adjusted child. So, I mean, it doesn't really amount to anything. It's just a weird little continuity hiccup. And the other thing is, I'm also not a fan of the fact that Junior's whole thing is that he was jealous of Barbara. Like, why can't he just be a psychopath? Why can't he just have a different brain chemistry? I dislike the fact that there is this thing that if the parents had done differently, Junior would have been okay. I like the idea more that he is just broken in his own special way, and there's nothing that could have been done to change that. Because now you're putting the onus on Gordon not being a good enough father, and that just seems poor to me. It seems like a poor choice. So, yeah, not really happy with the way this whole Junior arc shook out. I guess we'll see next time if he's missing an eye and or paralyzed. It seems like that's the way they're going with it. I wanted there to be a bigger thing, and this never quite delivered on that. So overall, I'm going to give this one I'll give it a 6.5, and that's only because my expectations should not affect what the book actually is, and what the book sets out to do is fine. It's not great. Like I said, I have a few issues, but it's fine. So, yeah.